Bluey, fans are relieved that South Park's parody wasn't as harsh as SNL. The most recent episode of South Park, Sora Not Sorry, tackled the perils of generative AI, presumably because the technology is now screwing with South Park, specifically. In addition to Eric, I love Cheesy Poofs, Cartman, a number of famous pop culture characters took on highly unsavory roles in the episode, thanks to some vengeful AI-generated videos created by the kids of South Park Elementary Totoro had a sexual encounter with Butters. Droopy the dog took a shit in Kyle's mouth and Santa Claus even pissed directly in a child's face. A dark turn that the Tim Allen franchise thankfully never took. It was still only the second worst AI depiction of Santa we got this month. Later in the episode, one of the most beloved children's characters of the 21st century popped up. Bluey While lovers of the 7-year-old Australian doggy were no doubt anxious that Sora too might force her to do something unspeakable involving bodily waste. Bluey is actually in the real world. Appearing in courtroom scene, it turns out that Bluey is suing Butters, Kyle and Kenny for forcing her to go to the bathroom in a very, very bad place. While we mercifully do not see the offending video in the episode, Bluey does have to put up with some vulgarity from Sergeant Yates. Why don't you go fuck yourself, Bluey? South Park's top cop exclaims over on the Bluey subreddit. Fans seemed relieved that nothing bad happened to the character. All things considered, Bluey got out pretty unscathed, one person observed. OMG, I'm so glad they didn't show it or describe it or anything, had me worried, another person shared. The scene with Bluey in court was easily the tamest part of the episode, someone else argued. In fact, some users pointed out that the South Park scene was far less traumatizing for Bluey fans than a recent Saturday Night Live sketch, claiming that it was somehow better than Bandit in SNL. Oh God. The PTSD, a commenter agreed. A Bill Burr-hosted episode of SNL from November of last year included a sketch in which a mental health specialist visits a crew of firefighters and administers a Rorschach test. She presents the group with a slideshow of inkblots that gradually just become embarrassingly crystal clear erotic images starring formerly family-friendly characters like Snoopy, Elsa and Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc.